I used to think the scariest thing about being alone in the woods was the quiet. I don't think that anymore, because on the second night, something out there called my name, and it used my friend's voice to do it. The same friend who went missing in those woods a year before me. Let me tell you about the 3 nights I spent at Site 14. I go camping alone a few times a year, not because I don't have friends, because I like it. No signal, no noise, no one needing anything from me. Last October, I drove up to a state forest in northern Minnesota. Same spot my friend Aaron used to take me to, back before he disappeared on a solo hike about a year earlier. They searched for 2 weeks, never found him. Everyone said exposure, bad luck, wrong trail in the wrong weather. I hadn't been back since. I told myself going back was closure. Honestly, I just missed the place. Missed him. Site 14 was exactly how I remembered it. A little clearing, maybe 30 yards from a frozen creek, surrounded by pines so thick the sky barely showed through. I set up my tent before the light went, got a fire going, and told myself I'd hike out in 3 days. The forecast said clear. The forecast was wrong. By the time I noticed the first flakes, it was already coming down sideways. My phone had 1 bar, then none. I made a call every solo camper eventually has to make. Stay put, stay warm, wait it out. That first night was just cold, ordinary cold, wind in the pines, the tent walls breathing in and out. I fell asleep listening to the fire die down. I want you to remember that. The first night, nothing happened at all. The second night is when I heard it. I was half asleep, the way you get when the cold keeps waking you up every hour. And somewhere past the tree line, not close, but not far either, I heard someone call my name. Not hey, not shouting for help, just my name. Calm, almost friendly.
Jake.
I sat up so fast I hit my head on the tent pole because I knew that voice. I'd have known it anywhere. It was Aaron's. I told myself, very fast, very firmly, that grief does strange things to a tired brain in the middle of the night. That sound carries weird in snow. That I've been thinking about him all day, and my mind was just filling in the blanks. It called my name twice more that night, each time a little further around the clearing, like it was walking a slow circle around my tent, without ever once crossing into the firelight. I did not sleep again until it was light out. In the morning, I told myself I'd imagined it, right up until I stepped outside to get water. There were tracks in the fresh snow, circling my tent, not close enough to touch it, just at the edge of where the firelight would have reached the night before. They looked almost like boot prints. Almost, except the stride was wrong. Too long between steps for a person, like whatever made them didn't walk so much as cover ground, and every 4th or 5th print was pressed twice as deep as the others, like something heavy had paused there, waiting. I followed them maybe 10 feet into the trees before I lost my nerve and turned back. I told myself it was a moose, deer maybe, walking strange in deep snow. I've told myself a lot of things since that morning. The second day, the snow kept me pinned at Site 14. No wind to hike out in. No cell signal to call for a ride. I rationed what food I had. Told myself 2 more days. tops. That's when I noticed the hunger, not normal hunger. I know what normal hunger feels like. I'd skipped meals on trips before. This was different. It sat behind my ribs like a hollow that kept opening wider, no matter what I put into it. I ate half my food that second day, and it didn't touch it, not even close. By the second night, I was looking at things I shouldn't have been looking at. The rabbit that crossed near my fire. My own hands. For one horrible second. In a way I don't want to describe. I caught myself thinking about it, and it scared me worse than any sound in the trees. That night, the voice came back, closer.
Jake, you didn't used to be scared of the woods.
I didn't answer. I sat completely still, fire dying, every hair on my arms standing up, because Aaron used to say that to me. Almost those exact words. The first time I ever got spooked out here with him, years before he vanished in these same trees.
It's cold out here without you. Come find me. I know a warmer spot.
I didn't move. I didn't breathe. I just watched the dark past the firelight and prayed it would stay past the firelight. That's when I saw it, just for a second, between two pines, maybe 40 feet out, where the light barely reached. Something tall, too tall, standing very still, the way a person stands when they don't know they're being watched. Except no person is built like that. Long and wrong in the shoulders, and gone the instant I really looked at it, like it had never wanted me to see it at all. I threw every piece of wood I had left onto that fire. I didn't sleep the third night either. I sat by the fire with a knife I knew wouldn't help, and I waited for morning. Around what must have been 2 or 3, the voice came one last time. Right at the edge of the light this time, closer than it had ever been.
You're getting hungry too, aren't you?
I didn't answer him. Them, it.
That's how it starts. That's how it started for me.
I sat there with the fire roaring and my whole body shaking. And I understood, all at once, what the search party never found, what exposure actually meant out here, to something that had been alone and starving and lost for long enough. I understood why it knew my name, why it knew what he used to say to me, and why, God help me, some small, hollow, hungry part of me wanted to walk out and answer it. I stayed by that fire until the sun came up. I don't remember deciding to stay. I just remember my hands were too stiff to let go of the knife. The snow let up by mid-morning on the 4th day. I packed in about 4 minutes flat, and I did not look at the tree line once while I did it. I made it to the trailhead by early afternoon. Told the ranger station about the tracks. They wrote it down. Said it was probably a moose in deep snow. Same as I'd told myself. I believed them. For about a week. Here's the part I haven't told anyone else. The hunger didn't go away when I left the woods. It's quieter now. Most days I can almost ignore it, but some nights, late, I catch myself standing in front of the open fridge, not looking for anything in particular, just hollow, waiting for something to fill a space that food doesn't reach. And last week, walking home after dark, somebody behind me said my name. Calm, almost friendly. I didn't turn around. I looked it up after. The stories the tribes up there have told for centuries, long before any of us showed up with tents and phones that lose signal. A spirit that used to be a person, someone who got lost, or desperate, or so hungry and alone that something in them gave way. And once it changes you, it doesn't hunt for food anymore. It hunts for company. I think about Aaron more than I used to. I think about how long he must have been out there, in that cold, before whatever happened to him happened. And some nights when I can't sleep, I think about how easy it would have been to just answer, "Thanks for listening." If you've ever camped alone and heard your name called from somewhere it shouldn't have come from, tell me about it in the comments. I'd really like to know I'm not the only one. Stay by the fire tonight.